So hi, I'm Dr. Gary Motykie, and I'm a Beverly Hills board certified plastic surgeon. Some of you might know me or remember me from a reality show called Dr. 90210, which was from a while ago. I won't say how long ago. And my social media director wanted me to go through and react to one of my prior episodes or videos, so we were going to do that today. Now, I haven't watched this in a long time, so it's going to be a little bit of a flashback for me. But you know, we're gonna go ahead and try it out, and let's see what happens. I already have a slight correction. So this show that we're seeing today was called Under the Knife: Celebrity Plastic Surgery, which was also on the E! channel, but it was sort of a spin-off that we did after Dr. 90210. So in this episode, what I was doing was rhinoplasties on twins. It was one of those unique circumstances where twins came in wanting rhinoplasty surgery to look more alike. Oh boy. My old office.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Oh boy.
Seen double. Dr. Motykie.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right, so talk to me.
We want to get our noses done.
What is it you don't like about your nose?
Well, mine's like kind of crooked, like I think it goes to the right a little bit. And then, but both of us like these crack things that we have, like the little butt crack things in our
Yeah, and I have like a bulb into my nose. I like it to get thinner.
Do you want them to look exactly the same, or do you want them to look slightly different?
As close as you can get them.
Yeah.
With making them look good. Good. Like, don't make mine look uglier. Shave it down.
No, no.
It's not your ugly one. Try and make them both like same goodness. Yeah.
I don't know, looking at that, maybe I gotta do some rejuvenation surgery. Man, I don't know how long ago that was. That was a long time ago. You know, what they wanted to do was look more alike, and I think they have some of the common, just regular complaints of patients that have rhinoplasties. One has a bulbous tip, one has a nose that's crooked. That's what made it a little bit more tricky for their surgeries, because they didn't have the exact same problems. They both had clefts in their nose, bulbous tips, a little bit over projected. One of the twins' noses was very crooked, and she had a deviated septum, and that's one of the trickier surgeries, to straighten out a nose and get it to look more symmetric and straight, and the other one did not. So that was really the challenge in this surgery, was to make them look more alike, and they wanted to look exactly alike. That's very difficult to do. So it was one of those surgeries that was challenging, but also fun.
Well, Vicky always thought like the reason that we weren't centerfolds in Playboy is because we didn't have the cute little Playboy nose, and maybe it will help our career.
You have a slightly bigger tip, so your tip of your nose is a little wider, a little wallier, but yours is crooked, so those are the two things I'm going to have to adjust on both of them. Being that Ricky and Vicky are identical twins, it offers some unique challenges for me as a surgeon, because not only do I have to give Ricky a beautiful nose and Vicky a beautiful nose, but I have to give them beautiful noses that look alike. And that's something that nature wasn't even able to achieve in the first place. Excited?
Yes, actually, I'm really excited.
One thing I want to say is they said they wanted the cute little Playboy nose. Again, I don't know if that's exactly what they wanted, but there have been some changes over the years, but I do think most people want a natural looking nose, and I think in the end that's what they really wanted. They wanted a nose that appeared very natural and not overdone, but obviously made them look prettier and more alike. And then they said something that's interesting about genetically identical twins is, how do they look different? You know, shouldn't they look exactly the same? Isn't that part of their identical genes? And there's a lot of information about that, and it gets into epigenetics and the fact that some things can be changed by certain environmental factors, and whether the exact same genetic code will end up with people that look not completely identical. And that happened in this case. The twin with the crooked nose never broke her nose, nothing ever happened, trauma to her nose. It just naturally sort of grew a little bit more crooked than her sister. So I think there is some of those interesting things there that, you know, why aren't they exactly the same? And identical twins are never exactly the same.
See you at surgery.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
How did I get talked into
Do you have any
going
questions?
first? Well,
No,
it
it's
just
fine.
happened that your name was said first, so we went with that. Are you nervous? I don't know. I was really excited, but like the more that we wait, the more nervous I get. And so I just want to get it over with, you know? And it's like, just get in there and get it done. Just fall asleep and wake up and have it be done.
Okay.
Oh yeah, if I come out and you like my nose, you can't back out. You have to get yours done too. I wouldn't back out. I'm not gonna back out.
Hey, hello.
That'd be
Hi,
interesting.
Good morning.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah, today's the day. Who's going first?
Ricky and
straws, rock, scissors, paper.
I'm older, so I have to reason.
I think Ricky's surgery is going to be a little bit more challenging than Vicky's surgery because her nose is curved to the right. And cartilage has a memory. In other words, even if we try to warp it or change it, it may want to go back that way. You actually have a big one on that side, and you have a big one on this side, so it's a little bit different, but we're just going to take that off and move this over. Already, you two noses are closer, okay? And at this one, I'm just going to take that little piece off there, and that little piece off there, but you both have a bigger cleft on that side, right? So that helps me because some symmetry there. Then I'm going to take a little piece from each one here and put it back into each cleft. It's going to be kind of cool, I think.
Promise?
Right. Say goodbye to her nose.
All right, thank you.
Again, I wanted to date myself, but this was pre-social media, and all of the information in exposure that comes along with this. So this was back, in the day. Reality TV was one of the main exposures people had to plastic surgery, and I do think it helped to advance the field and advance people's exposure to plastic surgery. And my take originally with doing the show and doing these shows was similar to what we're doing today, which was to really educate people. And I do see a change in that over the years. My original intention was, again, to educate people, inform people, get them the information they need to know, what is surgery all about, what can it do for me. And I do see over the years that the reality shows and different sorts of media have morphed a little bit more into entertainment than education, and a trend to more extreme, dramatic. And I'm not sure that's exactly what should be the message, because things like Botched and other shows that are on now, more popular now, and social media are pushing sort of more drama extremes and entertainment, and not necessarily educating people, informing them about the world of plastic surgery, and that it is more about making people look naturally, appearing naturally more beautiful and more attractive, and not scream and strange. I remember those days when we were doing the show, and that was really my intention, was to get on there and really help people navigate this field and get natural results, and know that the world of plastic surgery is about looking like a better version of yourself and not necessarily something completely different and strange.
It's not scary.
I don't remember if it was the older one, they're maybe a minute apart, if it was the older one that chose to go first or the younger one. It's always interesting
I convinced
too.
her to do it, and I know I'm going to get to see her when she gets out of surgery before I go, so that's going to put my nerves at ease too, so it's another exciting thing.
Hello.
Hey.
All right, so we're all done.
Is she sleeping?
Yeah, she's a little sleepy.
Is she going to wake up?
She's going to just be waking up, but she did really well.
Rick. Hey, Rick. Are you good? Are you up? Can you wake up?
And she did have much previous.
Excited now?
Oh, yeah.
She got
Oh,
a
my
preview
glasses.
for the movie.
Pre-LASIK.
See you first. Well, she's going to go. You'll probably sleep while she's in there, so it's going to go quick.
Bye, Rick. See you later.
Am I wearing the same scrubs
Today?
the same type?
So both noses are done.
When you like
I'm
them, you
happy.
like them.
Let's wake her up.
Oh, man, I think I could eat pizza.
You don't think you can?
I can't.
You can.
Yeah.
She thinks she could eat pizza.
Hello, how's my two favorite patients?
Yay.
Mission accomplished. Everything went really well. No, I think you guys are gonna really like them. I think you're gonna look more the same. Yeah. And they're gonna look much cuter.
Yeah.
In the consult with the Ikki Twins, they said that they felt that one way people told them apart was their noses, and I think after the surgery, they're gonna have to look for something else to tell the Ikki Twins apart.
Vicky's.
Obviously, you guys were filming this for a show, but you actually did do their surgeries back to back same day, right?
Literally back to back.
So all of this stuff was real.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Was the show scripted? Yeah, the reality show back then, I think some of the, maybe some of the other shows are different. Things were a little bit more scripted, but certainly with me and when I was doing my surgeries and my part of the reality show was all real. There was no scripting at all. You plan maybe for the surgeries and things, but what happened in the surgeries, what happened after the surgeries, everything was not scripted. So, it was a little bit stressful. Doing surgery live and surgery is surgery. It's one of those things where people can heal differently, things can happen. Surgery can come with, different things you have to adapt to. So the good news was in this case and in all the cases, the patients ended up doing very well and were very happy, but none of it was scripted, not even the reality parts of it. All of it was, in my case, was real reality. Like none of it was really scripted.
They were obviously nervous about having surgery. I kind of know this answer, but I don't feel like your audience necessarily does. You don't just get approved for surgery because you paid for surgery, right?
Yeah, it's normal to be, somewhat nervous about surgery, and I think two of the main reasons are people are worried about anesthesia and going to sleep. People have to realize that once you pass your screening test and you're young and healthy, that it's very safe to undergo cosmetic surgery. And then secondly, they're scared, is it going to hurt, is it going to be painful, what's my post-operative course going to be like? And at least with the closed technique, the technique I use, most patients have very little pain. I mean, you can see in there, this is them literally right after surgery. And you'll see them as they go to the course that a lot of these surgeries aren't super painful to recover from, particularly the rhinoplasties. And with a closed technique, even less pain. I do want to mention, I think, one thing that is interesting and often brought up to me was Kanye West's mother, Donda West, and that impact it had on the world of cosmetic surgery. And there's a lot of permutations of this story and different angles and what really happened to Kanye's mom. And it did lead to law changes or, things that changed in the practice of cosmetic surgery. And basically, in a nutshell, Donda West, Kanye's mother, had surgery and she died afterwards a day later from basically a heart attack or coronary artery disease. And there's two sides to the story. One side is saying that it was, she died of complications of plastic surgery, although the coroner's report says it was not due to plastic surgery complications and due to coronary artery disease. And the real question became, was she properly screened? Was she evaluated prior to surgery? Was that neglectful? There's a lot of stories circulating around that she was evaluated, she wasn't properly evaluated, she didn't have physical exams, she didn't have proper cardiac clearance. And all of those things factor in. Patients need to be truthful about their medical history. And then what the Donda West Law thing that went into practice was that it sort of required doctors to have pre-op clearance, in other words, physical exams, evaluating the patient for safety reasons, and then secondly, there's other tests that you can do as far as when patients are a little bit older for safety. Now, I do think in reality, I always did this, and that didn't affect my practice because I always screen my patients, always give them physical exams, always do the proper screening lab tests and other tests to make sure they're safe to undergo surgery. But there are some people that don't do that, and that is again something, it's for you. So don't try to go somewhere that's not going to properly screen you. Go through the test, be properly screened, don't miss anything, because then surgery becomes safe.
Mine, when I saw mine, so I'm really excited about seeing how similar they are when the bandages come off.
Is it then
How you guys doing?
social?
Good.
Yeah? You ready to get the splints off?
Yes.
Or splints off.
It's been 1 week since Ricky and Vicky's surgery,
drum roll.
and we're going to be taking off the splints today. I know
This
how
was
Ricky
real.
and
I didn't
Vicky's
know
noses
until we took
looked
them
on
off
the
and we
operating
had them.
table, so I'm excited to see their noses today, but I'm also very interested to know what they think about their new noses. So there's always a little bit of drama to see what's going to be their reaction and how they're going to like the new noses.
That's what I say, right? It's their noses. The drum roll.
I'm sure.
I like the music. I haven't
So
seen
you guys
this.
ready to see the noses?
Yes.
Yeah? You sure?
Yes.
Should I even hold longer? Alright, take a look.
Oh my god!
Oh, they don't even
So
show it?
tonight, Vicki and I have invited all of our friends here. We're actually showing them our new noses.
Should be a spoiler alert? No. Wow.
The star of the night and the second star of the night. We were so excited to come out and show you guys tonight. Like, we haven't been out for a while because of all the medication and stuff, and we were allowed to drink.
Bruising, but
Yeah, we're good.
bruising.
Bruising or bruising?
I definitely like the fact that we're more identical now because before, if someone says I look better, then I feel bad. So like, but Ricky's really pretty too. People used to always be like, "You're definitely the hot one. Don't tell your sister." And it's just like, oh. And I honestly hate you because you're a rude retard. And then they run over and tell her the exact same thing. I think after our friends see our noses, they're not even gonna really notice that anything was done because our doctor did such a good job with like making it look natural. Still, it doesn't look like a nose job. Do you look more the same?
Oh my god, I can't even tell you guys apart anymore. You look amazing. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you.
I really do think it makes a big difference in how we feel and our confidence. So I'm so happy
And
that
how
we
the
did it.
overall look.
Yeah. All right, here's to breaking in the new noses.
Well, that's nice. You know, like I said, I mean, I was pretty honest about. It's always exciting, dramatic from a surgeon standpoint. You know, when you're going to be revealing noses or surgeries to patients. You know, how are they going to react? Are they going to be happy? What are they going to like? I might do a lot of work with prepping the patients as far as imaging and showing them what we're doing so they're prepared for, you know, what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. But I do think it's great. You know, all the things they said are exactly what I want out of the surgery, and it's exactly what they want out of the surgery, which was to look very natural, but to look like a prettier version of themselves and look more alike. And that's exactly what we achieved. So that leads to happy patients. You know, it all worked out, which is great. It's their nose. I always tell patients, it's your noses. You have to be happy with it. So in my mind, I'm always waiting to see, are they going to like it? I know what I like, and I know what I told them, and I know the imaging we did, and everything we prepared. But now when everything comes together, are they going to like it? It's always fun when they really like it and they're really excited about it. So it was a fun episode to shoot, and I think even today a lot of my patients come in requesting those noses. You know, sometimes they think that I put two pictures of the same patient up, and I'm like, no, those are actually twins from a surgery I did on a reality show. So I think that's also great because they can actually watch the surgery, know it was real, know the results, know how it was done, see their experience, see that it wasn't a big painful surgery, see that they got what they wanted and they're very happy. And that's really what you want out of the world of plastic surgery and what you want out of your own personal plastic surgery.
I know from just working in this industry, like, your nose isn't always like a home run out 1 week. Sometimes it takes up to a year to really get the result that you were looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, doing like I said, doing the reality shows back then, that was it. There was no retakes. This was the surgery. You're hoping they're happy. You're hoping everything goes well. You prepare for it. But again, there's no guarantee in those worlds. So it was a little more stressful doing it live and having crews and the follow-ups and not knowing what's going to happen. The reveals were done live. It wasn't like you could take the cast off, then put it back on and take it off again. You know, this was all done in real time and in reality. And so it was more stressful for that reason. But it was also exciting because, you know, like I said, I was trying to get people educated information out there. So it was kind of this mixed bag of emotions, and it was a little bit of a whirlwind. A lot of emotions there for me. And I don't, in the world of surgery in general, you have to try to get in that zone and block out, you know, what's going on and really focus on that. So in the actual surgeries themselves, it just was business as usual. You kind of blocked it out, did what you were going to do, and then get out of there. So it's one of those things you have to be able to I can't say that word. Compartmentalize. It's one of those things where you have to be able to focus on what you're doing, stay in that zone, and not let some of the extraneous factors affect you. You know, I still remember being in those surgeries. So it's one of those, and their how happy they were with it. So it's one of those things that ended up being, you know, a lot of fun, and my patients being happy, really, you know, that's what means the most to me. So it was an overall great experience.